Fanatics. My name is Feral Fanatic, and today we're jumping back into Crystalline. It has been a good amount of time since I've been back in this game. I had a short hiatus, and then I played Kaoriata Story and some other games, but I'm back, and I'm ready to get back into this one. I don't know anything what's going on. The last I kind of remember is the mayor, I think, is extorting the people in this little town. And Mr. Mercenary Man with guns here is all pissy about it. And he's just like, we gotta stop this. But yeah. Let's go ahead and get started. Zach shakes his head.
No, but I need to speak with him about this latest tax hike.
Why?
The tax hike?
Guards glance at each other and lower their weapons slightly. It's almost as if they disapprove of the taxes, too.
You guys don't seem too happy with the taxes either.
One of the guards hesitates and then nods.
My sister runs the bakery in town, and the taxes have been hurting her business.
Then why haven't you done anything about it?
We tried, as have some of the other guards. When we protested, the treasurer recommended the mayor hire real guards.
Why is the treasurer literally boss around the mayor? He glowers as he mentions the treasurer.
Treasurer?
Yeah, things have gone really strange ever since he came to town. Suddenly the mayor is passing crazy rules he never would have passed before.
Maybe the mayor is actually dead. The guys took over or something. The guard elbows his comrade.
Quiet down. Do you want one of his lackeys to hear?
The first guard frowns and falls silent. Liana raises a hand to her chin in thought.
This treasurer sounds really suspicious.
The guard motions to her manipulator.
Wait, you're a mage knight?
Liana blinks.
Yes, that's correct.
Can you scan the treasurer for magic use? I swear, he's doing...
Not your crazy theories again. They already have a court mage to see to that.
Unless he's bought and paid for too. Kinda like The Last of Us 2 reviewers.
Yes, a court mage who was assigned by the
Haha!
treasurer.
Called it! The second guard frowns but doesn't reply. He's like, well, yeah, probably. You're probably right.
If we let you through, will you just scan around and see if you notice anything?
Liana nods.
Yes, I'll do what I can.
Just be careful. Some of the treasurer's hired guards may not be so fond
Why does
of
he
you
have hired
poking
guards
around.
now? Like, Both guards step to the side.
On your way.
Let's go.
Zach speed. Zach leads the way again. We follow behind as Liana fiddles with her manipulator. What does that symbol look like? The fairy tale symbol a little bit? Could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. As we progress through the mansion, we pass unnoticed by the clerks and guards miling around. Man, they suck. They must assume we have reason to be here if we got through the front door. Liana stares intently at the manipulator, her brow furrowed in confusion.
This doesn't make any sense.
What is it?
The readings, they're so erratic. It's almost like there's... but there can't be.
There's what?
Shadow magic.
The fuck is shadow magic? Are we about to duel? Shadow realm? Zach looks sharply at Liana.
Shadow magic.
She reluctantly nods. Zach sets his jaw and tightens the grip on his dischargers. So, shadow magic? Someone mind telling me what that is?
It's forbidden magic.
She's entirely focused on her manipulator.
It's coming from...
She jogs down the hallway and stops in front of mahogany double doors.
behind there.
Suddenly, a voice calls out from behind us.
It's you!
Standing down the hall is the same guard from the shop.
How did you get in here? Intruders!
Wow, this would have kicked his ass. All eyes falls on us as he begins yelling. The guards who previously ignored us now draw their weapons as they close in. Zach pulls out his dischargers on the popo.
You go deal with whatever that is. I'll keep them busy here.
Zach kicks down one of the tables and drops behind it for cover. Wait, I thought we were in the hallway. I guess this table's in the hallway now.
Go! Now!
As he raises his gun, his purple energy swirls to life. He rains a hail of energy bolts on the hall and suppressive fire. Well, oof. Liana bursts through the doors and I stay at her heels, noticing the battle gradually fades away as we run deeper into the mansion. Eventually the hall leads into a study. A carved wooden desk laden with books and ledgers is in the center with bookcases surrounding it. That sounds creepy. A man wearing a hooded dark robe sits at the desk. He scribbles something with one hand while the other hand is hidden in the robe. An older man sits on the other side of the desk. His graying hair sticks out in strange angles on his embroidered clothes are slightly askew. And his embroidered clothes are slightly askew. He stares at the open ledgers on the desk. His eyes are dull. He says they aren't really seeing it. Yeah, he's being controlled. Two guards stand in the doorway, as still as statues with those same dull eyes. The treasurer rises to his feet.
Who let these two in? I explicitly said no visitors.
Liana's manipulator pulses wildly, especially when she raises her arm towards him.
It's him! He's the source of the shadow magic!
Neither the mayor nor the guards react.
How dare you make such accusations? Arrest her immediately!
The guards readied their weapons. Stop! We aren't here to fight you!
It's no use! He's influencing them with shadow magic!
Of course he is. A gust of wind gathers around Liana, violently whipping her hair and clothes. It concentrates on her gauntleted palm as she hurls it at them. The wind knocks the guards against the wall and blows the robe of the treasurer, exposing his hidden hand. In his palm is a dark crystal sphere. It looks like a marble of darkness and swirling smoke. But within the crystal are shadow tendrils which extend to the mayor and his two unconscious guards. His voice is flat when she speaks. I've never heard her sound so serious before.
A tainted spear, and the branding of void.
Fucking void.
You.
Like a war thief?
You have seen too much.
The treasurer raises the black sphere high and shadow energy shoots towards Liana. She raises her hand, creates another ball of wind, which she fires at the shadowy bolt. The shadowy bolt cuts to Liana's magic like a knife through butter, and her wind scatters harmlessly into the room. Push her out of the way! Liana! I dash towards her and knock her out of the way. I take the full brunt of the shadow blast, and I'm flung back against the wall. Agony sears my body. I grit through the pain and look at Liana. It doesn't look like any magic hit her. She rushes over. Her face is a mix of bewilderment and concern. This is painful AF! Feels like my body is being eaten from the inside out. Still around to you. I think I'll lay down a bit. Furrow. Liana furrows her brow with concern. Can you go deal with him so my suffering is not in vain? Please and thanks. Liana unsheathes her blade. A determined fire in her eyes, she faces the treasure and raises her sword. Ooh, flashy! Her manipulator glows with power, which flows into her blade, encasing it in a similar glow. Magic particles swirl around as static sparks of energy lash out from her weapon. In an instant, she dashes towards the treasure at an inhuman speed. She fires two shadowy bolts. Liana uses her blade to cut through the air and shoots off two slices of energy, which cut through the shadow magic.
What?
Yeah! She lunges and charges her blade towards the treasurer. Just before her sword can pierce the treasurer throws the tainted sphere to the ground. It shatters apart, and the shadowy mist leaking out of the orb encases the room in a dark fog. The thick fog clouds my vision. I can't see anything. As soon as it begins to fade, I make out Liana watching her surroundings, but the treasure is nowhere to be seen. She doesn't see the enemy. The glow from her sword fades away.
Oh.
I thought they said he had graying hair. That's blonde. The mayor lets out a throaty groan. He rubs at his head, his eyes still looking groggy, like someone who just woken up.
What is...
Liana sheathes her blade.
Take it easy. You were under the effects of shadow magic.
shadow magic?
He shakes his head as if to free his thoughts. He must be trying to shake off the lingering effects of the magic.
Is Is it finally over?
Liana nods. The mayor takes a few more minutes to compose himself. When his eyes seem more focused, he sighs in relief.
You have my thanks.
Suddenly the door barges in and Zack races in. Behind him is a wave of guards.
Stop him!
He's with us!
The mayor stands until at his feet but addresses the guards.
Leave them be! But I said leave them be!
They hesitate and shoot confused glances at each other, but ultimately follow the order and lower their weapons.
Took you guys long enough.
He looks at me.
What are you doing down there?
I got my ass kicked, man! I groan as I rotate onto my back. Liana offers me a hand, which I accept.
He took a shadow blast. Aimed for me.
Zack blinks in surprise, but looks so impressed.
Seems like you ended up being useful after all.
What a douche! Thanks? Liana checks her manipulator, but it remains still.
The shadow magic is gone.
The mayor seems much more alert.
It was my treasurer, wasn't it?
Liana nods, he sighs heavily and sits back down in his chair.
When he first arrived into town, I thought he would be like all the other travelers and go on his way. But he said he knew how to make this town even greater than what it is now. He had ideas on how we could become more than just a wayward stop. The first step was to increase taxes to build up our treasury.
He hangs his head in his hands.
All I wanted was to help the people here have better lives. But all I've done is cause them suffering.
You weren't in control
Yeah,
of yourself.
sure. You weren't in control of yourself.
But it was me who made all the rulings and enforced those tax laws.
Liana shakes her head.
It wasn't you. That man had a tainted sphere, and he was using it to influence you.
Mayor leans back. He looks tired as if a huge weight was dropped on him.
I don't deserve to continue as mayor of this town.
One of the guards steps forward.
That's not true.
Look over the voice and recognize him as one of the guards formerly controlled by shadow magic.
I know what it's like when he used that magic. All I could think about was how I could become an honor guard. The thought was overwhelming and I'd do anything to achieve it. I know that wasn't the real you, Mayor.
The other formerly controlled guard steps forward and nods.
Me too. Little Garrett still plays with the toy sword you gave him for his birthday. Says he's practicing for when he joins the guard too.
I don't know how that pertains, but okay. The other guards in the room murmur their assent.
There's nobody who can run this town better than you.
Mayor glances at the hopeful faces of his guards. In this small town, I can believe that he knows each of them by name. Finally, he gives them a weak smile.
I suppose somebody needs to clean up this mess.
He gets back to his feet and turns to us.
I don't know how to thank you for what...
Liana smiles warmly.
I'm glad we were able to help.
Zack and I nod.
You must be exhausted. Please, feel free to stay at Raven Pass for as long as you like. You are always welcome here.
Can I get some free booty, some free drinks,
Thank you.
please? The three of us leave the mayor to his business and head out of the mansion. Once outside, I glance up at the darkening sky. Liana mirrors my movements.
We should rest up for the night.
Don't you tell me what to do. You hear my mom.
Agreed.
I nod.
I saw the inn back towards the shops.
As Zack leads the way, after turning down a side street, we see the lighted sign for the Hog's Head Inn. I stifle a yawn as we head inside. Hey, we're back to this map, or background. Zack and I sit down at a table while Liana speaks with the innkeeper. She returns with 2 room keys, looking a bit shocked. Wordlessly, she passes one to Zack. What's going on?
The innkeeper refused to let us pay for the rooms or food. Said it was by order of the mayor, and one he would happily oblige.
Nice. Well, that was really nice of him. Yeah, give me that free drinks! She nods. Another silence falls over us, but this one feels natural, not a bit uncomfortable. After a few minutes, the staff brings out 3 steaming bowls and places one in front of each of us. Once the bowl hits the table, Zach digs in with gusto and practically inhales his food. Liana and I share a look before we grab our spoons. Ah, stew again. She nods.
It's hearty and filling.
Rabbit again?
Actually, this time it's venison.
I'll take a bite. Better than a rabbit. No way, this is even better. Liana grins.
I like venison more.
I try not to wince every time I use my spoon. The fire has eased out of my body, but my shoulders still throbs from when I landed on the ground. Liana glances at me, then gets up and walks to the innkeeper. She returns with a compress in her hand. She offers it to me with a smile.
This should help with the pain.
I hold it against my shoulder and smile appreciatively as the pain slowly melts into a dull ache.
Thanks for helping me back there.
I smile. Anytime! See you digging into my meal. So, what exactly makes shadow magic bad?
It's far more dangerous than any other elemental magic, and it's incredibly unstable and volatile. The most serious thought of shadow magic is how it's able to amplify the shadowy thoughts of someone's mind.
Interesting. So, the treasurer is manipulating what the mayor was already feeling? She nods.
He might have wanted to help the town by looking to expand, but there's also a bit of selfishness on his part for wanting to do that too. Either greed from more money coming in and more luxurious goods, or wanting more fame and recognition.
Everyone has thoughts like that. It's just a matter of keeping those thoughts in check.
True. Leona nods.
Shadow magic, unfortunately, lets those desires loose in a destructive way.
Is there any way to block against it?
Unless you are a mage. Not really.
Oh, so I'm screwed. Well, I did not mean to click that. Liana picks at her food.
Most people can't control the magic well, and it's very easy for it to backfire and cause more harm to the caster than the intended target.
Am I gonna get shadow magic? That treasure seemed to be handling it well. She looks even more worried.
I know. Which is even more troubling, considering the fact that shadow magic is outlawed in Havengard.
Zach pushes his now empty bowl away from him.
I think he's part of Void.
Leona's frown deepens.
I think so too.
Something
I
void.
noticed the branding on his forearm.
What's void?
They're practitioners of shadow magic. They first rose to power during the struggle of the Three Kingdoms, before the Treaty of Asaria. They wanted to grow their power in the outreach of shadow magic, and a lot of innocent people were killed in the process. At the height of their power, they grew so powerful and were so destructive that the Three Kingdoms had to set aside their differences and band together.
That's when the treaty was formed. Part of the agreement was to outlaw shadow magic.
Are you really telling me that it took 3 kingdoms to take down one cult?
Shadow magic is a lot more powerful than any other elemental magic, which is why there are people who still want to practice it. It's impossible to stabilize the magic, so it's deemed too dangerous to be used.
Zach nods. I see. No wonder both Liana and Zach seemed so grim when they first noticed the shadow magic. I stifle another yawn.
Is everyone done eating?
Does your mouth even move there? Zach and I both nod.
Then I suggest we head to bed.
Am I sleeping with Zach? I second that motion. I'm exhausted.
I know.
She grins and I feel a rush of warmth in my face. I guess she saw my yawn. Zach leads the way upstairs, clutching one of the keys. We stop in front of 2 adjoining doors.
Well, good night then.
Good night. Zach nods. Liana turns the key and lets herself into the room, then gently closes the door behind her. This is meant to go where I think it's gonna go. Zach also turns the key and lets himself into the second room. I'm about to follow him, man! The door slams wow. Slams shut! Very funny! I turned the handle, but it's locked. What the hell? Zach, let me in. He ignores me, so I pound on the door. Come on, let me in! He doesn't answer, but a couple of people poke their heads out of the rooms and glare at me. I guess we can try Liana's room? Oh, guys, it's a terrible decision. This is ridiculous. I knock on Liana's door. Liana, she opens the door a crack and then pulls it open all the way when she recognizes me. Her brows are creased with worry.
Is something wrong?
Zach's being mean. Yeah, I would stay with you. No, I was just thinking it'd be nice if we spent the night together. She narrows her eyes and slams the door shut. Yeah, I saw that, Kevin. Coming. Damn, that's 2 for 2. Be more quiet. Sorry. I gently knock on the door. Haha, very funny. You can open the door now, please. No answer. Try again. I continue hammering repeatedly on the door. I'm assuming we're talking about Zach's door. I can keep this up all night. Suddenly the door swings open and I walk in. First thing I notice are 2 twin beds. Zach lounges on one and flexes his stony gaze on me. What the hell was that? Why didn't you let me in?
No space.
There are 2 beds! Zach wordlessly walks over to the other bed and pulls back the blankets tucked inside the bed. Our bolt of it just... Are you serious? Not cool, man. Not cool. I go to remove the weapon. Oh, don't touch it.
What are you doing?
This isn't my bed.
But then where will they sleep?
I look at him and finally he sighs and collects his dischargers. Are you serious? Are these babies? I lie back on the bed and as soon as my head hits the pillow, I am asleep. Jesus. Oh no. I'm really awakened by boisterous yells as I blink my eyes open and see the pongo planted on Zach's face. What is going on? Zach leaps off the bed, continuing scolding, and the pongo scurries under the pillow. I think you scared him.
Get out of there!
He snatches the pillow to reveal the pongo contentedly lobbing over his dischargers. The pongo's eyes are slit as shut and he wears a silly grin.
Don't even think about it!
Zach scoops up his dischargers and gives him a shake. The pongo's eyes snap open as he wobbles in the air, clinging for dear life. Poi! Zach doesn't cease his shaking, and somehow the pongo seems to be hanging on. The small body jiggles up and down until he finally bounces to the floor. He glares daggers at Zach, who is too busy inspecting his dischargers to notice. There's a sharp knock on the door. Barely comprehending what's going on, I shuffle the door and open it in a crack.
I heard yelling. Is everything
She cuts off mid-sentence and her eyes grow wide. I look behind me to see Zach dangle his dischargers high in the air while Pongo leaps up to reach it.
These aren't for you to absorb!
I'll just wait for you guys downstairs.
Don't you leave us! Before I can answer, she turns around and walks away. I can't blame her for that. I close the door and start getting dressed. Oh lord. A long while later, I emerge from the room with the pongo sitting on my head. Zach has his dischargers back in their holsters and shoulders his pack. We head downstairs and meet Liana, who is waiting at one of the tables.
Is everyone ready?
Yup.
Yeah. As long as that thing doesn't come near my dischargers again.
Poi poi. The pongo sticks out his tongue. Liana speaks before the two of them can start again.
Alright, then let's hit the road.
With one final nod, she leads the way out of the inn and I head back into town. The rest of the journey towards Illumia is peaceful yet uneventful. The pongo snoozes in my head for most of the way there. Liana frequently sneaks a peek at him and smiles to herself. Zach keeps to himself and continues to be in the lead for fewest lines spoken. By midday, I can see the stone buildings of Illumia. We make it through the city gates without incident. Ooh, pretty. Unlike the quaint houses of Meadow Hill Village, Illumia is built taller and grander. There's more noise as people fill the streets. Zach stares down a side street.
This is me.
I crane my neck and peer into an alcove.
It's a shortcut to the inn.
Liana nods.
Safe travels. Hopefully our paths will cross again.
Good luck at the Mage Academy.
Jiggy in here. He heads into the alley. Do you think we'll see him again? She shrugs.
Mercenaries have a way of just popping up. Let's keep moving. The Mage Academy is straight ahead, closer to the center of town.
She's pointing to a looming tower with a high steeple. If we get closer, I see that the tower is attached to a castle. Whoa, you've studied here?
Yep.
It definitely looks prestigious. She notices my wonder.
What's your academy like?
Liberal arts college! Oh no. It's a party school! Fuck it. Paradise where the alcohol is flowing. American University.
Isn't that distracting? What do you learn there?
How a boy becomes a man! Oh no! That's funny. Liana blinks and her cheeks redden.
That's a class?
It's more of a self-study. I'm a very hands-on learner. Would you like a demonstration? Dude, that's sexual harassment!
I'll pass, thanks.
Liana increases her pace and I rush to keep up. She's trying to get away from you, dude! We begin making our way down the grand streets of Illumia. Once we arrive at the academy, Liana, whatever, I don't care how to say it. You can yell at me later. Pushes right through the wrought iron gates and leads me across the expansive quad. Students pass by in flocks, chatting animatedly. Yeah, I hate that word. I said it right. I just don't like the way it sounds. Each of them wears a nearly identical long cloaks, differing only in color, with a U. Liana glances excitedly at a girl wearing a white cloak. Do you know her?
No, but we're in the same house.
What does that mean?
You can tell by her cloak. White means she's learning wind magic.
Really? I figured like maybe it'd be like ice or something. I don't know. Wait, is ice a thing? I don't know. I pay more attention to the specific colors. There's white, red, blue, and green. So white's wind, red is fire. I fix my hair. Blue is what? Water and okay, fair enough. The most basic. Green is earth, I'm assuming. But I can guess which color represents what? Wind is white. Red is fire, blue is water, and green is earth. She grins.
You got it.
Damn it, where's ice? We walk past an enclosed field. A young man sporting a green cloak holds a book in one hand, and his other hand aims his manipulator straight ahead of him. His mouth is pressed in concentration, and beads of sweat line his forehead. After a few tense minutes, the earth rumbles beneath him, and dirt spikes shoot from the ground. That was awesome.
Come on!
Liana pulls my arm, reverting my attention back to the task at hand. We enter the east wing of the castle and into an open foyer. There are only a scattering of students wandering these halls, and most of them are accompanied by an adult wearing long black robes. I assume they must be the professors. Liana scans each professor we pass as if looking for someone specific. She leads me up to a winding staircase, then grins as she spots an older man with graying hair. His robes are pleated with white stripes, and he carries a staff in one hand.
Professor Orin.
Orin, huh? He turns at the sound of his name and matches Liana's grin.
Liana, one of my best and brightest. What a pleasant surprise.
She smiles bashfully at the compliment.
It's great to see you again.
What brings you to the academy?
Actually, I'm here on official business. I'm sure you've heard of the random concentrations of magical energy by now.
He nods.
Well, I found someone who was directly impacted.
She gestures to me. I shift awkwardly as his gaze falls on me. Baka! No, it's kidding. Although he looks intently at me, I can sense his curiosity.
What exactly do you mean by impacted?
I was investigating a report of unusual magic energy in Meadowhill, and it turns out the concentrated energy originated from him.
Professor Orin raises a skeptical eyebrow.
That level of energy would tear a human apart from the inside. Are you sure you weren't mistaken?
My manipulator read the energy level. Maybe we can use the Academy's equipment to scan him again.
Yes, let's do that.
Plot twist! The Pago is the main enemy all along. He motions for us to follow him, then turns down the hallway. Completely different. We arrive in a spacious room. The large device on one end of the room, which is separated by a wall of glass. The device has 2 panels on each side, which stretch up about 8 feet off the ground. On the other side of the room are a handful of students and professors. They consistently focus on manipulators and what I assume to be magical tests, and every so often jot down notes. A couple of pongos openly roam about the room, mostly ignored by the people. If one wanders a little too close to a crystal, the student chases it away. Otherwise, they leave each other be. But you said pongos aren't really welcomed in society. Yana looks fondly around the room, a reminiscent smile on her face.
They aren't, but mages tend to like them. Pongos absorb residue energy on the mage from casting, which is surprisingly nice. Kind of feels like a gentle massage.
Interesting. Professor Oren gives her a soft nudge.
Go ahead.
She nods and turns to me.
We're gonna take another scan of you now.
You're talking about that huge thing behind the glass, right? Like, that thing over there?
Yeah, it looks intimidating, but it functions the same way as my manipulator.
Okay, whatever you say. Alright. One of the students leads me to the device and has me stand between the 2 panels. There's a crystal mounted on top of each panel. As he closes the glass door behind him, the quiet mumbling of voices is muted into silence. Beam of stuff light. It scared me. Emits from the crystals and slowly descends towards my head, passing through my torso and disappearing at my feet. Once the light is gone, the same student lets me back into the room. Professor Oren looks grave, while Liana's mouth is pressed into a firm frown. Oh no.
This can't be right. Maybe we should scan him again.
Liana, the levels that you reported would have killed this young man.
Even so, how is it possible that this scan shows he has 0 magical energy?
She pulls out her manipulator just as we first met. A pale light glows. Unlike our initial meeting, as she holds a manipulator closer to me, the light remains unchanged. Her face falls. It's on the ground. Oren puts a comforting hand on her shoulder.
Had he just cast it? Perhaps it was magical residue which you had read. As you know, that tends to slowly leave the body after each magic use.
She shakes her head.
It was too high a reading to just be residue.
I don't use magic! The last time you ever used your scanner thing on me, that little glowy light thing was pulsing like crazy. Like it was almost flatlined, it was beeping so much. Professor Oren seems intrigued.
Then perhaps it was a faulty reading from your manipulator.
Perhaps.
I can read the skepticism in her voice. It seemed to be working fine before. Liana shakes her head as if asking me not to continue.
I should get back to my students, but I hope I get to see you again.
Huh, I wonder what's going on. I'm curious now. Professor Oren gives Liana's shoulder one last comforting squeeze before he leaves. While our discussions have been taking place, I notice the pongos would watch me with interest. A green one starts to levitate towards us. Maybe it's interested in Liana's magic, but they want it to look like it's heading towards me.
Polly?
I look down to see my wobbly blue friend at his feet. Hey, you're back! He bounces on the ground and faces me with a wide smile. Suddenly he stops and stares at the green pongo, who blinks back at him. He hops towards it and grins.
Poi. Poi poi. Poi.
My pongo's eyes widen.
Poi. Poi poi.
Wait, the pongo eats magical energy, right? Has this fool been eating my magical energy? Is that what's going on? The green pongo grins and hops away, and my pongo follows it. I have no idea what just happened. Why do I feel all warm and fuzzy inside? As the pongos run off, a professor in a wheelchair rolls up towards us. Although he's lost all his hair, he doesn't seem as old as some of the others.
Liana.
Game! I better see Wolverine. She doesn't bother containing her surprise.
Professor Xavier!
The Professor Xavier? What am I thinking? I stare at him and channel my thoughts. I know your secret and I want to join you. You train me as one of your mutants! He glances uncomfortably at me.
Are you feeling alright, young man?
Feeling just fine, thank you. Both he and Liana share confused glances.
Alright then.
Aha, I knew it! He looks at Liana again and she shrugs.
Professor, is there something I can help you with?
Liana, how high was your original energy reading?
Uh-oh.
In the thousands.
He creases his brow and ponders quietly.
Tell me, are you familiar with the theory of temporal rifts?
Liana and I both shake our heads.
In the most basic sense, a temporal rift occurs when the fabric of the universe is torn. In the midst of this tear, there is a moment where the parallel worlds overlap.
Oh man, he found this out already. Liana and I glance sharply at each other. Would it be possible to cross between these worlds?
It may be in theory, but it'd be very difficult. After all, that type of travel between worlds would require an immense amount of energy. An amount that no human would be able to manipulate and survive.
I think it's Pongo. I think Pongo's behind it.
That's why most elders have dismissed this as nonsense. But listening to all that's been said today, it coincides quite closely with this theory.
For the first time since we've arrived at the school, I begin to feel a glimmer of hope. What can you share about this theory?
Well, not much, I'm afraid. As I said, most consider it to be either nonsense or too inconsequential to waste their time on. Although there is one man who spent his life developing and researching this theory. He used to be an instructor of this academy.
Is he still in Illumia?
Unfortunately, he left many years ago in search of Ember Mist.
Liana purses her lips.
The Hidden City.
He nods. If it's hidden, I'm guessing it will be hard to find. Before he can respond, a suit with two long pigtails strides over.
Please allow me to accompany you on your quest.
What? What just happened? Professor Xavier replies sternly.
Absolutely not.
Could you elaborate on your disapproval? This is an excellent opportunity to further my research and education.
This is not a Mage Academy-sponsored expedition, so there won't be mages around to protect you. It's a dangerous journey, especially given the fact that no one knows the location of Ember Mist.
Then how do you know it's a dangerous journey? I think you're kind of bullshitting, Mr. Xavier. The girl stays silent, and I can practically see the cocks in her head spinning as she contemplates his words. Finally, she nods.
Understood.
As soon as she finishes speaking, she turns on her heel and walks away. She's gonna go anyways. What just happened?
Pay her no mind. That's just how she is.
Who is she?
That's Amelia Estelle, the university's prodigy. She's only a teenager, but already a mage caster, which means she can manipulate two different elements at the same time.
Oh boy. I flash her a grateful smile for automatically explaining what a mage caster is. I'm guessing mage casters are usually a little older than a teen. Liana grins.
Just a little. Most mage casters are in their 40s.
My eyes widen, I guess. She must really be something special then.
Anyway, thank you for all of your help, Professor.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to be more helpful, but I wish you the best of luck on your journey.
After saying goodbye, his wheelchair moves on its own and pushes him out of the room. I knew it! He's moving with his mind!
He's actually using wind magic.
With his mind! Anna shoots me a weird look.
What did you think of everything the professor said?
It sounds exactly like what happened to me. We should find this Ember Mist City and talk to the professor there. She nods.
Unfortunately, no one knows how to get there.
Useless!
Let's stop by the inn. Since it's a hub for travelers from all over, there's bound to be someone who knows something.
That sounds like our best course of action! Once agreed, Liana leads the way out of the academy. I follow her through the twisting roads of Illumia. When asked why we were taking so many turns, she said she wanted to avoid the marketplace, which would be so crowded with people we wouldn't be able to walk through. I don't believe that. Soon we reach the inn. The place is a lot larger than any other inn we've stayed in so far, but it looks exactly the same. Along with the smoothly crafted dining tables, there's a fireplace along the wall and little jars on the mantle. The place is fairly busy for this time of day, and only a couple of tables are open. Per usual, Liana speaks to the innkeeper. I see him point toward the couple by the fireplace. As she returns, she drops the key in my hand.
Here's the key to your room. I figured we're going to be spending the night here.
Oh, yeah, okay. I nod as I pocket my key.
The innkeeper doesn't know how to get to Embermist, but he says that couple comes from the far desert. They might know.
Far desert? Maybe we should split up. We can cover more ground that way.
Good idea. I'll go talk to that couple first.
Okay. As Lena walks off, I survey the room. That's the cute girl. Yeah. I approach a pretty redhead by the bar. Hey there. She smiles.
Hi.
Oh no, she's a consort. Are you looking to join a party?
I can be.
I sit down beside her. Have you been here long? She gives me a curious look.
Long enough to know that I haven't seen you before.
I'm just passing through.
Oh, where are you headed?
To Embermist. Suddenly her smile drops. That's not the reaction I was expecting.
Embermist doesn't exist.
I frown. I don't think this is gonna go anywhere. Alright, never mind then. Her smile drops again and she grabs a drink. She sprays her hip and walks and approaches the man who's drinking alone. Her alluring smile returns as she sits down beside him and touches his hand. Wait a minute. Is she a consort? Let's pretend that didn't just happen. Let's ask the loner. The loner types typically travel the world, don't they? I approach the man sitting alone in the far corner of the inn. His head is down as he nurses a tankard. Once I get close, I recognize him. Zach? His head shoots up and he stares at me with those familiar, stoic eyes.
Oh, it's you.
You finished whatever it was you came here to do?
Yep.
Cool. He's still just as talkative as ever.
You finish up at the academy?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Mages usually are.
One of them told me about the city of Embermist. Zach snorts.
Sending you on a wild goose chase, huh?
I guess that means you don't know where it is either.
Nope.
Well, it was worth a shot. Alright, well, it was good seeing you. He nods. And he just fucking leaves. Luck. It looks like I'm not having much luck. I wonder how Liana is doing. Judging from her pouch, she had about as much sex as I did. Which... we make our way back to the door.
Greetings.
The bar. Oh, hey. What's up, Red? I mean, Pink. Not Red. Red! Pink! Pinky? Amelia waits for us by the bar, and I'm starting to see her presence. Liana looks just as shocked.
What are you doing here?
I've come to accompany you on your journey.
Professor Xavier made it very clear that you were to stay at the academy.
His logic is rational, but my presence and assistance is far more beneficial for you than it is for me to remain at the academy.
I like her. What assistance?
I am aware of the location of Embermist.
How is that possible?
How I know is irrelevant.
I wonder if she knows. Alright, if you know, then tell us where it is.
I will gladly impart this knowledge unto you should you accept me as a travel companion.
But the academy won't let you go.
She shrugs.
If I cannot go, then I suppose neither can you.
Liana bites her lip. I can tell she's torn. We should let her join.
We shouldn't go against a direct order from the Mage Academy.
What other choice do we have? She frowns. Nobody at this inn knows the location. I doubt we'll be able to find anyone else who could tell us about how to get there. Are you really willing to give up this lead? Liana runs her hand through her hair. Why the hell did I do that? As she thinks, she steals glances at Amelia, who's watching us with hawk eyes like, take me with you! Oh, Lord. I work up there. Oh, Lord. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.